King Charles refuses to end Prince Harry's dream of a half-in, half-out return to royal life.
All right, let's just call it what it is. It's January 20th, 2026. And if you had Harry and Meghan crawling back to the UK on your bingo card for this year, go ahead and collect your winnings because it is happening in real time.
Numerous massive crises of confidence for Harry because he realizes, holy shit, this is what I'm facing.
Let's be real for a moment. When Meghan Markle and Prince Harry made their dramatic exit from royal life back in 2020, they sold it as a bold escape, the ultimate break for freedom. They said they wanted privacy, peace, and a chance to protect their family. And honestly, at the time, a lot of people were cheering them on. It felt like a Hollywood script, the rebel prince rescuing the Duchess from the cold, rigid world of the palace. Then came California. Sunshine, luxury, massive Netflix deals worth a fortune, and a podcast that, let's face it, mostly revolved around their own story. For a while, freedom looked amazing. Palm trees, red carpets, and Oprah just a phone call away. It was the launch of their shiny new independent era, and from the outside, it looked like they had everything exactly the way they wanted it.
This guy's a threat to himself because, I mean, the entire saga of Prince Harry is quite depressing, really, because I remember when he was a bit of the nation's lad, he was happy, he was a bit happy-go-lucky and all that, and then he met that woman, and it all went downhill. Yeah, it's sad, really.
But fast forward to right now, early 2026, and that independence is starting to look a lot more like a public relations internship gone horribly wrong. Here's the thing that nobody in their camp wants to admit. The palace didn't exile them. They exiled themselves, and now, like a bad Netflix sequel that literally nobody asked for, they are trying to crawl back. The same couple who spent years throwing shade across the Atlantic, interviews, books, documentaries, you name it, are suddenly craving that good old British spotlight again. And it's not because they're feeling nostalgic for rainy London or tea with the king. It's for relevance. Their Hollywood dream didn't just fade. It did a slow-motion slide into the maybe-later pile. The Spotify deal vanished faster than Meghan's fake British accent. The Netflix buzz has cooled to a lukewarm simmer. Even US audiences who were obsessed with them for 5 minutes have started swiping left on the royal drama. We knew this day was coming.
We knew this day was coming. We knew that he was going to want to leave and to have his life back. We knew that that freedom flight was nothing but a fraud of a flight that he was taking. And so now Harry has confirmed that, hey, I want to go back.
So what do you do when America is over you? Simple. You go back to the one place guaranteed to make headlines, the UK. But this isn't a homecoming. This is damage control in designer clothes. Because for all the talk about breaking free, they are learning a brutal truth in 2026. You can leave the crown behind, but you can't leave the need for attention. And that, guys, is exactly where the real story begins. When Harry and Meghan packed those royal bags, they weren't just dragging luggage out of the palace. They were dragging centuries of drama, privilege, and expectations. When that announcement hit like a thunderclap, we're stepping back. The translation was crystal clear to anyone with a brain. It was, we're done playing royal monopoly. We want our own board. At first it looked revolutionary. The press called it maggot, but to them it was liberation. No more royal duties. No more stiff upper lip. No more palace politics. California sun over Buckingham clouds. Sounds poetic, right? Except real life doesn't come with a Netflix filter and a 24/7 lighting crew. Because once the novelty of seeing them at a Lakers game or a gala faded, reality started knocking. And it wasn't holding flowers. It was holding invoices.
You're absolute liars. You don't want anything to do with these charitable causes because the only charity you give a damn about is feathering your own nest. Oh, and destroying the British royal family too. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. These two are grifters who are all about the money, who had the biggest opportunity in the world to turn around other people's lives, and they do not give a damn.
Independence, it turns out, comes with a brutal price tag. Private security, luxury homes, and the lifestyle they believed they deserved, none of it comes cheap. And almost overnight, the very media they claimed to escape became the only thing keeping them afloat. They didn't just want attention anymore. They needed it. Every headline, every leak, Every carefully staged photo became fuel for a brand built entirely on defiance. To the world, it looked like a romantic rebellion against the crown. But behind closed doors, the fantasy was cracking. The idea that you can walk away from an empire and remain just as powerful was falling apart. Freedom was supposed to be their victory. Instead, it left them drifting, asking a dangerous question. Who are we without the crown? When they landed in California, they didn't just cross an ocean, they stepped into an illusion. This is where fame is currency, and reinvention is a full-time job. Hollywood welcomed them with open arms. For about 5 minutes. Then it did what it always does. It followed the numbers and quietly moved on. At first, the deals looked unstoppable. Netflix, signed. Spotify, secured. Magazine covers that crowned them as media royalty. They went from palace gates to gated communities. But here's the reality of Hollywood: everyone is a star until the data says you're not. And when the spotlight faded, the truth hit hard: fame without the crown is just noise.
The only reason he wants to come here, and everyone needs to realize this, is because his career has collapsed in the United States of America. Meghan Markle's dream of becoming a Hollywood billionaire in America has collapsed. It's over. The staff are leaving. The rats are abandoning this sinking ship.
The Netflix series overhyped. The Spotify podcast cancelled faster than a bad sitcom. Even that Oprah interview that once shook the world started aging like milk in the California heat. Because Hollywood loves a story, but it hates a repeat. And Harry and Meghan only had one story to tell. The palace was mean to us. Once you've told that story 10 times, people stopped clicking. Their image machine ran on controversy. But eventually, even drama stops trending. Behind the smiles and those sun-kissed PR shots, the empire they built started to crack. Not because of some big scandal, but because of silence. They left the palace to control their narrative. But now in 2026, the narrative is controlling them. As the Hollywood dream flickered, one thing became painfully clear. They didn't escape the system. They just switched stages, and the new stage is much harder to please. America fell for them fast. I mean, we love a rebel, but fascination has an expiration date, and theirs came way quicker than expected. What started as admiration slowly turned into absolute exhaustion. The public that once cheered their every move started side-eyeing the endless interviews. The story stopped sounding brave and started sounding rehearsed. See, in the US, fame doesn't age gracefully. It feeds on novelty. When your drama becomes predictable, the algorithm just moves on. Talk shows turned their compassion into punchlines. Late-night hosts, the same ones who used to invite them on, started cracking jokes that would have caused outrage in 2021. Now, nobody even blinks. Their approval ratings in 2025 and early 2026 have been sliding. Headlines grew colder. Even their most loyal fan base started muting the noise. Even Hollywood, that machine that is always hungry for relevance, has started to lose interest.